Welcome all back to Dominant Mets Nation, episode 9 of our off-season Central Series. And oh boy, these rumors, it's funny the way things develop. Rumors obviously will turn into fact, but it's fun to see how things develop in the story, in the saga of Juan Soto, who strikes first. And it looks like Mr. Steve Cohen, he makes the first move. Boris put out a proclamation the other day. He said, Juan Soto, this is going to take a little bit of time. Juan Soto wants to meet each and every owner. Who is the first owner to step up? Juan Soto. To meet Juan Soto, that is Mr. Steve Cohen saying, you know what? I want to see your guy, Scott Boras. I want to see him right away. Right away. So we're going to talk about that because that is a very important trip. Steve Cohen visiting Juan Soto. I'm going to tell you what that is all about and the important things that must happen on that trip. Then we're going to talk about what this trip did to the New York Yankees, what transpired in the Bronx, and how the Yankees basically responded to Steve Cohen kind of bumping them out of the way and being front runners for the Juan Soto sweepstakes. We're going to talk about the Yankees' reaction, but first, we're going to talk about with two Juan Soto philosophies. Quickly, we're going to go over the dueling Juan Soto philosophies. All right, folks, remember, you can't believe everything you hear. You're going to hear a lot of rumors. A lot of rumors don't make sense. But you know what? That's where you got to stay around. You got to stick around. Like, subscribe, because we have a lot of fun with our baseball news. Dominant Mets Nation is the home for passionate MLB fans like yourself. Thank you for all your support in our last videos. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you for giving us a chance because I can tell you're going to have fun if you love baseball. All right, so let's get into dueling strategies. Everybody's saying, sign Juan Soto. Whatever it takes, $700 million, lock him up. Generational player. You put him on your team, you will be a perennial winner. That's what Scott Boras is saying as well. Other philosophy is you spread the money around. You get a Corbin Burns. You get a Willie Adames. You get a Max Fried. Of course, we go to the top players in the next category, but you know what I'm saying. You do a little bit more with that money, right? So now you hear a lot of rumors about what does David Stearns want to do? Does David Stearns want to pursue the philosophy of Steve Cohen, meaning go after Juan Soto at all costs? Or does he want to spread it around? Well, this is where you hear possible rumors that aren't true. And this is what you hear from, again, Mr. Bob Nightingale. Bob Nightingale writes recently, the Mets' winner strategy is the biggest mystery among executives, Nightingale wrote. They don't believe that David Stearns, president of baseball operations, is interested in keeping Alonso for $200 million or paying Soto close to $700 million. They believe he's much more interested in spreading that money around to address numerous areas by signing Walker or perhaps moving Viento to first base and finding a third baseman like Bregman. All right, so you're not going to sign Alonso, right, who's 31 years old, but you're going to sign an Alex Bregman who is the same age, going to command similar money, and Alex Bregman plays the same position as Mark Vientos. Yeah, that makes sense. Bob, that makes sense. At least make it make sense. Here he says he's going to move Mark Vientos to first base, but he also says we're going to sign Walker, which I'm assuming meaning Christian Walker, the 34-year-old first baseman from the Diamondbacks. No, that's not going to make the Mets better. Going on, the wild card, of course, is Mets owner Stephen Cohen. Nightingale continue. He plans to personally meet with Soto next week, according to the Post, and could tell Stearns to sign Soto no matter what. The fact that the Mets may not actually be in play to give Soto the largest contracts would be a shock. All right, this is BS. If the Mets want to pursue Mr. Juan Soto, there is no team on earth that is going to stop Mr. Steve Cohen, the richest owner in all of baseball, at $20 billion. At $20 billion, there's no one going to stop Mr. Steve Cohen. David Stearns is not going to stop Steve Cohen. And and already building, I go with facts, not rumors. Guys like Bob Nightingale need rumors. And this is where we're going to get into the bulk main part of our video. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. Haven't hit the like button? Hit the like button. It shows us that you enjoy the videos, you're interested in the content, so we make more. Okay. So here we go. Tells me right now, Steve Cohen is the first man to get on the phone with Scott Boras to declare he wants a meeting. That tells me he is heavily interested in signing Juan Soto. That is his number one priority. Yes, there will be plan Bs, Cs, and Ds in case things don't work out. But plan A is going to be built around Juan Soto. Juan Soto. That is going to be plan A because that is what Mr. Cohen and David Stearns have already put together as part of their plan. Last year, the way they tacked free agency, David Stearns was a part of it. They didn't give any long-term contracts. They didn't have any big money on the books for 2025. They were clearing money away for a potential run at a mega superstar named Juan Soto. Okay, so now this is the big meat and potatoes of the video. We hear Steve Cohen is going to visit Juan Soto and Scott Boras, and he has one job: to sell Juan Soto on the New York Mets. And you don't leave until you convince Mr. Juan Soto that the New York Mets are the only place you want to play. The only place, because you hear it. Oh, I see it here. LA Dodgers moving Mookie Betts around to the infield because they're clearing space in the outfield. The Phillies are moving Bryce Harper around. The Tampa Bay Rays are moving things around because they want to invest in Juan Soto. Every single damn team is willing to invest mega money in this guy. Mega money. So is and I hear the argument, you don't want to give them money. Is every single mega executive wrong about investing a crap load of money in this man? Or is this man potentially that special? I know he has weaknesses. I know he's not a good outfielder. I know he potentially could be a DH. But is he that transcendent of a hitter where maybe it doesn't matter? Maybe this is Steve Cohen's white whale, like David Stearns was his white whale. This is Steve Cohen's playbook. When Steve Cohen really wants his man, he often doesn't fail. And what he always does is he always puts that personal touch. He always makes a visit to said player. Always makes a visit to said player. And I think it's going to be an extremely impactful visit. It's not going to only be talking about money. Yes, money is important, but there will be a whole slew of teams that can offer money, from the Dodgers to the Yankees to the Phillies to any team you offer, to the Giants. But the Mets can offer Soto something all those teams cannot. First of all, you can offer a big city. New York. No bigger city in the country than New York City. So you will be the king of a big city, New York. This team will be your team, Mr. Juan Soto. It's not Aaron Judge's team. It's not Shohei Ohtani's team. It is your team for the next decade plus. This Mets team will be a dynasty built around you. Steve Cohen, David Stearns will stop at nothing. We don't have a budget like the Yankees. We're not restricted like the Dodgers because they already have superstars in the team. We will be building this team with you, Mr. Juan Soto. We are almost partners, and I stand back to say partners because a lot of people will say, but sometimes you have to say things like that in order to endear yourself to said player. Also, there are many things going around Citi Field. They are building the area, the entertainment around Citi Field. There are many opportunities in this. This is a major opportunity for Juan Soto. Being a New York superstar is special. Commercials, endorsements, and this is your franchise. And if you win here, we haven't won here since 86. It's not like the Yankees. They won a bunch of times in the 90s. They won 20-something World Series. They won in 09. Mets only won 2 times. This is special. Doing it in your franchise in New York City. Not to mention, not only are you going to be getting the biggest offer from us, the New York Mets, you will get the most endorsements, I repeat, off the field. Again, commercials, endorsements. There will be many ways for you to double, triple your money. NBA players, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, they built brands. You have to sell Juan Soto on New York City brand, but with the Mets. Kevin Durant tried to do it with the Nets, obviously didn't work out. But this is the LeBron James model. LeBron James always said the New York Knicks had a great chance if you didn't go to LA. You have that advantage. You are in New York City, and you can offer him the money. You can offer him the prestige. And if you win with the Mets, you will be a legend for life. A legend for life. Juan Soto will be, sold something from Steve Cohen. And also, you have a billionaire in Steve Cohen. How many other teams are going to offer a billionaire who is going to endear himself to you? Peter Alonso, Francisco Lindor, Brandon Nimmo, they all have a great relationship with Steve Cohen. They go over his house. How many times has he went over Hal's house? Hal's going to drag himself, and we're going to talk about that. He's going to drag himself across the country, not because he wants to, not because he volunteered like Steve Cohen, but because he has to, because Steve Cohen forced his hand, and he has no choice. All right, folks. So we're going to see how successful Steve Cohen is, and we know he's been successful. And this is the big challenge. This is the big test. This is probably the biggest test since Cohen has been here. Yes. Has he succeeded with Lindor? Yes. He's done it with Scherzer. He's done it with Verlander. He's done it with mega free agents in the past. This is going to be the biggest and the brightest opportunity. And I believe they've been targeting this guy for the longest time. That's my estimation. Also, too, to follow up on that, Boras told reporters on Wednesday that Soto intends to prioritize signing with a team whose owner is committed to winning. One ventures to guess that any owner willing to pony up for Soto's services, however many hundreds of millions upon hundreds of millions it'll require, will it be deemed a fit? So it just shows you right there. It's going to be more. It's more than just about the money with Juan Soto. At the end of the day, it may be about the money, but Juan Soto wants to have the appearance that it's way more than about the money. So you know what? Sell him the vision. Sell him the vision, Mr. Steve Cohen. This is going to be how you kind of show the fans how good you are. We challenge you. I mean, you've done a great job so far getting David Stearns, but you have a mega opportunity to reel in such a big fish, and we're going to be waiting on pins and needles. Can Steve Cohen land his so-called white whale? And I think a reason why you have so many teams in it, and so many teams like the Rays have such a low payroll. They would have to commit like more than 50% of their payroll to this man. But it just shows you how special, how much of a unicorn this type of player. I mean, literally, and this is what scouts are saying. He has a Ted Williams-like bat. I mean, having that in your lineup for the next 10 years, that could mean perennial World Series run after World Series run. So I'm super excited to see the way it works out with Steve Cohen. Let's see if he can seal the deal. He's got his opportunity. Make Juan Soto not wanna leave. I mean, it's no doubt he's not going to sign because he wants to see more. But you have to make it in the back of his head that everything else is just going through the motions, that at the end of the day, there's only one team, only one destination, and that destination is going to be the New York Mets. Also, one more thing. Steve Cohen also has to make it damn clear that this thing is not going to be extended till late December, January. He's going to have some type of strict deadline. If he's going to be allocating $700 million, it's going to, I need a decision. Or another, and this is what I was thinking, the Yankees, they're talking about, hey, we need a decision. Or that could be the Steve Cohen advantage. Steve Cohen will be like, you know what? Every team needs a deadline, but we have so much damn money. I got $700 million to spare like that. I could get Burns. I could get Freed. I could get Willie Adames. And that $800 million is waiting at any time. And that's the thing I never really understood. In the last couple of years, it always seemed like Scott Boras has had his clients wait out the market. And that's what I was a little, confused about. In the beginning of free agency, you have all the teams with their money. But as the teams spend their money, less teams have funds available. So it might be in Boris's best interest to get this done early. Maybe that's why it's November 8th right now. Maybe that's why you see a meeting scheduled in 2 or 3 days instead of, sometimes you see these guys taking meetings in early December, late November. This is happening now because he probably has to make a decision soon, and he knows it because he wants his team to be built the right way, whatever team Soto signs with. Okay, so let's continue. Have the Mets forced the Yankees to step up? Because we see yesterday, Steve Cohen going out to visit Juan Soto, scheduling that. Shortly after that, Hal Steinbrenner, I want to see you too, Juan Soto. I want to see you too. Did he literally force Hal Steinbrenner to make that move? Well, I mean, how many other free agents has Hal Steinbrenner seen? How many other times has he flown across the country to visit a free agent? We know Steve Cohen's done it several times. Several times he's done it. In fact, I believe he flew to Japan to visit Yamamoto. So, Yankees send their the secondary guys, the GMs, the scouts, the Mets. The head guy goes. And that kind of I like that. I like the way, Juan Soto and the relationship between Steve Cohen and Juan Soto, that relationship is going to start. Honestly, I think right now, the way I see this starting and how aggressive Steve Cohen is, it's to me, it excites me, but I think there's really no doubt about it. No doubt about it. This is the guy Steve Cohen wants, and he's going to be ultra damn aggressive. And maybe Steve Cohen's calculation is, you know what? If I'm going to be this aggressive and they know that I'm going to be, going 120%, he may eliminate teams just because of the appearance of Cohen all in from very day one. I was thinking, you know what? Don't make the first offer, kind of wait back. But I think the strategy is, you know what? Let's show everybody how this is our guy and nobody's getting this guy. Not the Dodgers, not the Yankees. This is our guy. And I think Steve Cohen, honestly, folks, and I say this, he's going to be flexing his muscles. No other baseball owner has $20+ billion and growing. If you remember, 4 short years ago, he was valued at $13 billion. How many people do you know in 4 years make $7-8 billion? That would be Mr. Steve Cohen. That would be Mr. Steve Cohen. In 10 years, this guy could be one of the richest owners I was about to say he could be one of the richest people in the world. He already is one of the richest people in the world. All right, so let's continue. Okay, so let's look at this. A report: Yankees, Mets owners to have dueling meetings with Juan Soto next week. All right. And the article goes like this. That escalated quickly. Shortly after, it was reported that the New York Mets owner, Steve Cohen, planned to personally meet with outfielder Juan Soto, the star of the offseason's free agent. The New York Post reported that the Yankees owner, Hal Steinbrenner, will do the same. The Yankees are attempting to re-sign Soto after he hit a career high 41 home runs for the Bronx Bombers, helping them go to the World Series. The Mets are in hot pursuit of Soto as well, setting up an offseason showdown between the two Major League Baseball rivals. The billionaire behemoths have begun the fight for one of the most enticing baseball free agents, a battle that will surely include much of the rest of the league, but could come down to the two New York powers. John Heyman writes. Well, I'll tell you this, right off the bat, Yankees make a lot of money, but you're not dueling behemoths, dueling billionaire behemoths is quite of an understatement. Hal Steinbrenner's net worth is $1.5 billion. Yes, a lot of money, but Steve Cohen is over 20 billion and growing and growing. The only thing that makes Hal Steinbrenner money is the Yankees. I'm not saying Steve Cohen's making a lot of money with the Mets. In fact, from my calculations, he's not making any money. But that just shows you how much he loves this team and how much he's willing to invest in this team's growth. But the good thing about it is he's got a second business. He's got a second business, and that second business is ultra successful. So that's where he gets his money from at the moment until he builds. He believes in investing. He believes in investing, and Juan Soto may be that central piece to build around. And I suspect he is from everything that I see. And all the rumors is that other teams are going to intend to fill up the calendar of Boris, meaning that they're going to set up dates where they intend to meet with Boris and Soto as well. So, folks, we're going to have to see how things transpire, but it does mean something to make it first impression. Juan Soto wants to be wanted. He wants to be courted. New York, without a doubt, New York Yankees, New York Mets, those are two prime destinations. Having those two teams fight to be the first people in the room with Juan Soto, I think is fitting. I think it's going to come down to these two teams, and Mr. Steve Cohen, no matter what the Yankees do, will always be able to offer more money. Yankees, and I'm going to say this, Yankees can't offer what Mets can. They can't. They can't. They can't. The Yankees have won many championships, many without Juan Soto. They have a legendary player already there, Aaron Judge. They have superstars there, Garrett Cole, Aaron Judge, even, guys, Giancarlo Stanton, Carlos Rodon, whatever you consider. They have high-paid players already there, won in the Bronx many, many times. There's already a legendary aspect to the Mets. I'm sorry. There's already a legendary aspect to the Yankees. To the Mets, there's not. There's not. It could be built solely around Juan Soto making all that money in New York City. Mr. Juan Soto is going to be sold on a brand. I will just repeat. It is about branding, building his brand. There is going to be no one better to help him build his brand than Steve Cohen. Steve Cohen is showing Juan Soto that he is personally invested in Juan Soto's success on the field and off the field, folks. Remember that comment. One of the biggest Selling points is he is going to tell Juan Soto, I am invested in your success on the field and off the field. On the field and off the field. No other owner can say that. No other owner can say that. And even if another owner tries to promise that, no other owner is going to be as successful in making that come true, especially off the field, as a guy like Steve Cohen, who has shown the world how successful he can be off the field. And we already know Juan Soto, Steve Cohen's going to give him the best technology, the best scouts, the best everything, the best equipment. Everything is going to be top of the line. So anything on the field is going to be taken care of. Off the field will be taken care of as well. You know what? There should be no reason Mr. Juan Soto looks elsewhere. Yes, he will go through the motions. Yes, he will go through the process. But Steve Cohen will make it super, super difficult for him to even think about going elsewhere. Think about going elsewhere. All right, folks, that's my quick wrap up. That's my quick check-in with the Juan Soto. And I believe Steve Cohen wants to build a dynasty around this man. And it's going to start with Juan Soto. And it is so good. The New York Mets showed that they are a winning team. He wants to go with a perennial winner. Last year, we were 2 games short of the World Series without the services of Juan Soto. I mean, the Yankees needed Juan Soto just to go to the World Series, and they didn't win. That just shows you if you add a Juan Soto, we could have had enough firepower to do it, taking pressure off the pitching staff. So, you add that extra talent to a team that's already talented. I mean, that just shows you how much better the New York Mets are in a position. And the Yankees, we've already talked about the payroll. So I'm not even going to talk about how much better payroll situation the Mets are in. So we're going to end off here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I can't say it enough from the bottom of my heart. These last couple of days, I've had some family over, so the videos haven't been as frequently as I wanted, but my family's leaving in 2 or 3 days, so like, subscribe after Tuesday, especially. I'm going to do another video tomorrow, but after Tuesday, the videos will be coming out very, very steady. Maybe 2, 3 a day, depending on how busy it is. Well, thank you so much. Have a great day. Let's go Mets.